Brought to you by Penguin.
An unabridged recording of Day After Day by Carlo Lucarelli, read by Daniel Philpott. Day After Day by Carlo Lucarelli. Translated from the Italian by Una Stransky. Pitbull Terrier. Pitbull. A crossbreed of bulldog and terrier, conceived in the 19th century. Used as a fighting dog because of its strong character and athletic build. When dogfights were declared illegal, the breed became more domesticated, developing a sense of loyalty and companionship. Even so, it is said that when a young specimen falls into the hands of an unscrupulous trainer, it instinctively rediscovers the ferocity that makes it the most dangerous dog in the world. He must have been thrown at least 10 meters from the car. He could see it behind him on the pavement, wedged between a small lorry with a smashed windscreen and a Volvo, the boot of which had been blown open by the explosion. The car was still burning. He must have been hurled through the glass with the driver's seat and everything, like an airplane ejector seat. He must have done a full flip in mid-air because he landed on his back, almost in the middle of the junction. He must be dead. The bomb, which blew him out of the car, had torn off both his legs at the knee, and the rest of his body was burnt through to the bone. No. He was still alive. He grabbed Brigadier Carone's white bandolier and held on tight, as if he wanted to strangle him. He tried to speak. His lips curled back against his teeth. A red bubble of saliva formed and swelled in the corner of his mouth. He kept his only eye open and stared at the Brigadier. He pulled on the bandolier and tried to speak, pushing a scratchy, tense gurgle out of his burnt throat. It felt like his lungs were being ripped out through his mouth. "It's all right," the Brigadier said. "The ambulance is coming. Just hold on." The Brigadier felt ridiculous saying these words to a man who had been fatally burnt and lost both his legs. At the same time, he tried to distance himself. He was used to seeing things like this. He had been in Irpinia after the earthquake. He had spent time in Kosovo. He was in Capace when the car carrying Falcone and his bodyguards had been blown up. But this man kept pulling him closer towards his hollow, dry mouth, a mouth that already seemed dead. The Brigadier wasn't disgusted. He was scared. Then the man stopped pulling. His hands slid down the Brigadier's cracked leather baldric, leaving a red and black streak on it. He stopped pulling, as if he had lost all his strength, or as if he wanted to gather it up and use it for something else. Indeed, he leaned his head forward and spat and coughed out a snarl of words. "Pitbull," he rasped. "Pitbull." Brigadier Carone thought perhaps there was a dog in the car, on the back seat or shut in the boot. He turned to look at the blackened chassis that still raged with flames. If there had been a dog in the back seat, it would be dead by now. The man tugged on the bandolier again, as if he could guess what he was thinking. It wasn't that. There was something else. Brigadier Carone looked at the man. However uncomfortable it made him when a man who has lost both his legs and is dying of third-degree burns tries to speak, someone should listen. So he stopped resisting and let himself be pulled down, his cheek almost knocking.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?